In May 2011, Capital Institute convened a meeting as part of our field guide to investing in a resilient economy project. Our purpose was to discuss strategies to support the scaling up of a network of anchor institution-based, worker-owned cooperatives and other wealth democratizing initiatives similar to the model now being pioneered in the city of Cleveland by the Evergreen Cooperatives. We see a great challenge before us to unlock the human creative potential for hundreds of place-based evergreens to flourish, thereby restoring much-needed resiliency to our economic web. This will require the support of enlightened capital and public-private philanthropic collaboration on a scale never before seen. We are eager to help catalyze this process. As a first step, our May meeting brought together practitioners on the ground and other stakeholders to begin to learn and document best practices and critical risks. It was a gathering of people joined by common intention and shared vision. We all had the sense that the time was now to initiate a strategic upstream shift of capital into projects like Evergreen.
I think these are very difficult times. And one of the options is that there will be no change. A second is that there will be disaster. But also it is possible that great change can come.
You know, we have a huge amount of work to do, don't get me wrong. But compared to where I came from, which is the whole thing is screwed up and oh my God, you know, we have no chance, the more I'm working in this field, the more I believe that a lot of what we need to do is just shine a light on what's working, improve it qualitatively, and then figure out how to crimp the stuff that's horribly wrong.
What we're endeavoring to do and what we hope we're learning is how to put in place some of the building blocks for the economy that we would like to see develop in this country and the new direction for the system overall.
We are potentially the people laying down the groundwork, both in ideas, practice, models, experience, theories, and elements of change, and in personal example of the history that might come.
The truth is there's a huge amount of energy that is bubbling to the surface around this possibility. And we hope that we can help all of that energy succeed.
What I hope we can do with the field guide is to showcase a series of projects, businesses, activities that demonstrate how capital can flow and needs to flow, and demonstrates the principles of what this new economy might look like.
This is really about bigger order questions like who controls decisions in our community and in our economy? Who controls decisions at the workplace? How are wealth and income distributed in this country?
I think this is the most interesting time in world history and in American history, bar none. I think we're coming up to the limits of the system. And the sense of people in this room that there's something that needs to be done is one thing. The sense of most Americans that something is profoundly wrong is also really critical.
The challenge that I heard thrown out as a part of the conversation, though, is trying to find new ways, new products, new methodologies for supplying capital to initiatives like this that really are alternatives that the conventional financial industry doesn't know how to support.
What I got out of a lot of the conversation today was a deeper understanding of where a number of other folks how they approach this issue and this question, which is helpful for me broadly and generally in working on these issues and doing this work, but also in going back to the Bronx and building partnerships.
You're sort of infusing entrepreneurship into a population that has largely been told it's not for them, or they're not capable, or whatever the messaging has been. And so there's a multitude of things I think you're infusing into the model that make it more challenging, but very worth it.
Well, I think in Cleveland what we've seen is you can use philanthropic dollars and, if you will, nonprofit dollars to unlock larger sources of capital. There's not enough money in all foundation world, even if they liquidate everything and spend everything out, to deal with the task. So we need to find a way to kind of marry the low cost or zero cost capital that foundations represent and partner it with for-profit capital and sort of buy down the cost to be able to bring together a kind of new strategy for economic development. And I think that's a lot of what Evergreen's about.
I'm touching it every day, so I know what the challenges are. I get wins every day. I get losses every day, so I get both sides every day. And I can walk away and come here and say, hey, wow, I get the vision, and let me tell you how it's playing out. So I do get the benefit of seeing just how powerful and impactful this initiative can be.